Hey everybody, good evening and welcome back to the Comic Art Live channel. We've got a fun show for you this evening. We're going to be doing a Hake's preview. I think it's their 241st auction. They've got more OA, I think, than they've ever had before. And the good news is they've got a lot of Marvel art in this one too. So I'm happy, and I'm sure many of our fans in the audience will be happy. And I don't know if anybody else got one. If not, you're jealous because I got my copy of the Hake's catalog in hand today. I literally just opened it 10 minutes ago, but I'll be looking through it for the rest of, I guess the week before I end up having to fly out to San Diego, where I might see some of the people from Hake's, but I know I will not see Alex Winter there because Alex Winter, I just learned he only goes to shows once every 10 years. It's kind of like a locust kind of thing, but let's bring Alex in and the rest of the team. And welcome back, Alex and Kelly and Todd and Sean, everybody. How's it going?
Good evening.
Sorry for that locust comment, Alex. I did it when you were off camera, so you couldn't rebut it.
It's fine. I've been called worse. I'm happy to be a locust. No problem.
Oh man. Well, so like I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, clearly more artwork in this auction than I think we've seen in a while. And I mean, you guys have to be pretty happy with how the consignments went for this round.
Thrilled. Yeah. A lot of stuff came in early in the process, as in just after the last auction. Other stuff came in towards the end. It kind of was a slow burn, but in the end, I think ended up being certainly one of our most interesting selections of art for sure.
Well, I like to hear that, and that we their Hake's is going to be at San Diego, right? So if I swing by, I'll be able to see you guys or some of the team.
Booth 704. We'll be there every day.
I will try to make it down to that end of the hall. I'm only there Thursday through Saturday, but I will do my best. You got any pins again, as always?
Yeah, they're very. You've got to come and see them. It's a new pin every day.
Update. Check your mail this week.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
I will do that.
We might have you covered.
Oh, you made it easy now? No Easter egg then?
That won't keep me from going to the booth if that's the case.
No, Kelly will be there with Kevin, who's done it before, and Josiah, who's never done it. Correct?
That's correct. Yeah. We're gonna. He's a little bit of hazing for the first time, but he'll be all right.
But much of what we talk about tonight will be at the booth. We're going to have another spectacular round of actual physical, tangible objects there for you to look at.
Yep. For sure.
Now, I assume any of the artwork that's behind you today won't be in San Diego, right?
The Alex Ross will be.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So the truck leaves in a couple days. So.
Yeah.
Are you driving that truck again, Kelly?
I've been given this one off. No, I'm not. Either is Sean, but he looks like he's. Oh, I see. You're seeing hello.
I was interacting. Yeah.
I got you. No, we have a armed security crew who drives it out and back, so it is always under great protection.
That's a wise move there.
Yep.
So we got a lot of artwork to look at tonight, and I think we're going to look at a few collectibles too at the end. But yeah, I think we should just dive into it because we've got a lot of things to cover. And I know I got that one video clip which I'll play before the second piece that we show. Because
And just to go over the order, because yes, we have more Marvel than normal. So we are going to start with Marvel, going to DC, a little bit of Archie, some other publishers, miscellaneous fantasy art, and then we will do Sean's favorite segment, which is the non-art, and may have a Star Wars item just for him.
Now the auction is open too right now, right? So bidding, anybody can head over to Hakes.com right now and see everything that's live. They can place bids. I forget the end date. Is it the 30th for the art?
30th and 31st. 31st for comics and art.
Okay. So we got a few weeks here. I think a lot of the pieces say 15 days. So yeah, this is at least well after San Diego. So anybody who's traveling to San Diego will have time to still look over everything on the website before the auctions are over. All right, well let's dive into things here. I got a lot of tabs open, as you can see, so we've got quite a few things to look at. And the first piece is the artwork that's behind you. We've got the Alex Ross. So maybe tell us a little bit about this piece and the collection from which it's come from and how you guys became consignment location for this one?
Go, Kelly.
This came from the Gary Guzzo collection. To get into Gary's history, he started Marvel Comics around 85, mid 80s. I met with Don. I had not met Gary in person. I know that Alex spoke with him many times. He worked with us. He worked with Steve Jeppy. He's been in the industry for forever. He recently passed. It was very sad. And we're working with Dawn and helping her move some items. And this is one of the main pieces of his and her collection. Gary and Dawn Guzzo. Sorry. You couldn't really ask for anything better than Alex Ross recreating Amazing Fantasy 15. And this thing is as great as it sounds in person. You can see it behind Alex there. It really is a fantastic cover. One of his favorite pieces from what she told me. So it's just incredible.
So it was originally done for, and we have all the different cover shots there. Hero Illustrated, which was a publication that Gary worked on, sort of an industry fanzine. But then it was so loved by everybody. Marvel used it several times for both a comic and for a hardcover. It was done for a foreign publication of the comic. So multiple times cover published, and also a favorite of Alex Ross. And you can go to his website right now, and it is available as a lithograph. So has a lot going for it. In addition to being Alex Ross, AF-15, you have multiple times published. It's just a piece that has been off of the market forever. It was in Guzzo's personal collection. One thing about Gary, he, among many things at Marvel, was at one point Stan Lee's personal handler. So he is well known at Marvel, as is Dawn. Dawn ended up being the model for many different pieces, including swimsuit issues and covers, if I have that right, Kelly.
Yes.
And also loved by the bullpen as well. So anyway, a piece that, had it not been for his unfortunate passing, would not be on the auction block right now.
That's correct. Yeah.
So several of the pieces we were going to be seeing tonight are from that collection of Gary and Dawn's.
Yeah,
And the
more
majority,
next time.
the majority of the items Gary got directly from the artists.
Yes.
Either a gift or pretty much at the time of publishing purchase. That, like Alex said, these have not been on the market until now. Any kind of open market or opportunity. So yeah.
Well, it's beautiful, and it's priced. It's at $22,000 right now. So, I mean, it stands. It's as it should be, right? It's a vintage piece, early '90s, and one that a lot of people are very familiar with. So, it's definitely the marquee piece. And if it wasn't for that Captain America comic, it would probably have been on the front cover of this thing. But it's on the inside front cover for everybody who has one of the catalogs.
Yeah, it's front cover worthy. Obviously, it's a standalone piece.
No, it's wall power, I think, is what we like to say in the
Absolutely.
All right. Well, so that's a good one to open us up with. Now, I know on this the next piece, you had sent me a video clip, Alex. Is this something you guys are getting into, marketing wise?
Yeah, I mean, we've done it sporadically. We have a sister company called Fanfare Studios who does fantastic video production and so forth. But they do it for all of our different companies. And if anybody knows GFE, Jeppy Family Enterprises, we have many tentacles. So they're always pulled in many different directions. But for a few key pieces this auction, we were able to get them to do some video. There will be one coming up on the Ross. But yes, they put this together for us for this next piece.
So it's a good stinger to get this thing started to show the next piece. So I'll play that, and then we'll talk about the artwork. See, I like that. But fire and comic art do not mix. Just letting everybody know that. But it does work well for the Ghost Rider theme in that one. Yeah, it has its own promo video, James. It's the only one that we have tonight. But
yeah, no comic art was injured in the making of this video.
No.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
exactly. That only floods are more perilous, I think, to OA than fire. So maybe it's even. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, great piece. Already around $7,500 on the bidding. I know we've seen this one a few times because this was a piece you guys got early on, and obviously super fantastic part of your auction this time around.
So another one that's been off the market forever, never at auction before, comes from the collection of Terry Cavanaugh, who's former editor, writer of Marvel Comics. We have a few other pieces of his this time as well. I think we're going to preview a couple more of those. But, this is stunning. I'm a Ghost Rider fan. I'm a Sam Keith fan. Sam Keith cover art is highly coveted, does not come up that often, and certainly not a piece, as far as I'm concerned, as stunning as this. Yes, you could have your Wolverines and so forth, but being a Ghost Rider person, to me, this is just amazing.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I'll probably never own a Sam Keith piece as much as I'd love one, but always admired his work. It doesn't come on the market too often, and this is fantastic.
And had we been able to afford the rights, I wanted to use Henry Rollins' version of Ghost Rider, if anybody knows that song, but budgetary reasons, we went with some canned music.
That was the Croak soundtrack, right?
Yes, not originally, but yes, it appeared on there as well. Originally by a band called Suicide.
Yeah, hitting the music reference here, but no, that's cool. Very obviously, this is a piece that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in. It'll be how many bids are on it right now? I'm just curious because it's going to generate a lot of interest from many people within the hobby. It's only 3 bids so far, but yeah, again, this one's ending in a couple weeks, so plenty of room for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and next time, if you get any more intros, you can send them all along. It'll be good intros for select pieces. What NSN Art says, covered by the Rollins Band for the Crow soundtrack. There you go.
Mm-hmm. This
NSN
conversation is very 90s.
I have not watched The Crow in a very, very, very long time. But yeah, very nice piece. And it's going to do well. And this one's going to San Diego or staying home?
It's going to San Diego. Come see it in person. Absolutely.
All right. Oh, see, I already zoomed in on this one because it's amazing. Moon Knight cover, Bill Sienkiewicz painted Outback out of it just so it's not so huge.
I don't think you have to say anything else.
No, exactly. I mean, this is prime era, for Sienkiewicz. I mean, it's either you either want something from Moon Knight or New Mutants, right? And for me, it'd be a toss-up. I'd love to get a page, or I'd love to get a cover from either one. But either of those runs for Bill are in a lot of collectors' sweet spots. And so this is I don't even know where the bidding is at, 10.5 right now, but it's beautiful. I mean, who wouldn't want to have this thing on their back wall behind them when they're streaming, or be able to look at it every day at work? Yeah.
We said we were going to start with Marvel art, so
we are. Yes, exactly. And there is DC art, everybody. For those DC fans in the audience, there is that too. But yeah, I mean,
and it's also from the Guzzo collection. We didn't say that yet, right?
No. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, another coveted piece that I imagine came right from Bill. Into his collection. Because he mentioned this to you. Gary mentioned this to you a while back.
Yeah, many years ago. Yeah, at one point, Gary was working with us on a sort of consultant basis for original art, but not his, because he loved it so much. And this was one piece he brought up early on, and yeah, I remember that from one of our first conversations.
Wow. Well, this is I hope this winds up on CAF so we can look at it every day after the happy owner gets it and puts it someplace safe. But yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was on Gary's wall. It belongs on somebody else's wall. That's for sure.
Now, are some of these framed? When I was looking at
This
the-
one has it's photographed with the original matting, so that might still be with it. And
Okay.
But most pieces now we like to inspect out of the frame and
Mhm.
don't really ship too much in frames, just not necessary. But if there's nice matting or anything that we can do to help keep it presentable, we'll keep it with it.
Sure.
But yeah, it wouldn't take too much to get it back in a frame, I don't think.
Is Todd awake? I'm just checking.
I was
I'm
actually going to ask that
Okay.
same question.
I don't know who you're frozen or what's going
He
on.
hasn't said a word since the show started. You're probably working, aren't you, Todd? You're working on a write-up for the next.
I really hope so. Yeah.
Not right now. That's tomorrow.
He actually was earlier today because we won't reveal what it is, but we had a piece from the Guzzo collection, which will be in next time, which we all thought had to be published. We searched high and low, and Todd is great on this, doing the research of trying to do a deep dive and find where it comes from, and none of us could. And a friend of ours works at a comic book store. We showed it to him. He recognized it as well and actually found out it is a published cover also for another one of the Heroes magazines. So that will be next issue, and it is both Marvel and DC.
Oh, right. Yep. I know what that is. Right on. I didn't hear that until right now. That's awesome.
Either side. Well,
You weren't at the meeting. It was upper management only.
No, I appreciate it. Yep. I
No problem.
You need to know, buddy.
Yeah.
You need to know.
Fine. I'll see everyone in San Diego. It's fine. It's fine.
all right. Well, again, Bill Sienkiewicz, Moon Knight, all you need to hear. Now, let's see. We got a Marvel Fanfare Charles Vess cover, and it's from issue 34. Bidding.
I like
just
this
getting
cover.
started.
I think this is a great cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Warriors 3. It's amazing. Perfect subject matter for Vess.
Mm-hmm.
And you get Loki in there too. I missed that when I was looking at it earlier.
Well, you have a lot of little detail in there, and it really speaks of Best just on one look. And I love his style, and his art just has sort of a soft touch, and this really captures the Warriors 3 in action. But then you also have, the little inset image with the goat, which is carried through the story in the book. So, yeah, it's just a beautiful piece.
And Todd also published later as for one of the hardcover reprints, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I've only been collecting art since 2012, and by the time I came to the hobby, you couldn't find Vest covers. It's like he cherry picked all the early stuff, and by the time I got to the hobby, which now is over a decade, the stuff was all dried up. So it's cool to see it come back to the market.
Yeah, I think this is our first Vest cover. So they're not that many out there.
Yeah, we've had pages, not a cover.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one as a Thor fan. But this again, subject matter is perfect for Vess, and this one's just getting started at just over almost to 3,000 on the bidding.
And this one doesn't have to be in the man cave. It's good enough for your living room, I believe. It has a nice, it has a nice classic look to it, so it can hang anywhere in the house.
What it was in Gary's living room or no?
Oh yeah. Everything we've seen so far was
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that sounds. Yes, that's right. Yep, everything so far.
Well, clearly, he enjoyed painted covers, which is nice.
Yeah, he did. Actually, that is it. All the painted covers were in his living room, and most of the black and white stuff was upstairs. That's true. Yep.
All right, so we have a Avengers annual interior page, not a cover. This one's very, very nice. Of course, you got George Perez pencils on it. Team's getting a little beaten up around here, but it's a great page. Nice intro with Iron Man and Cap there at the top too.
Another one from Terry Cavanaugh collection, and Todd, you want to speak on the stats on there because they're not your normal stats.
Well, they exposed the film in as a negative, and then they made stats of the actual negative image because Nucleo is radioactive and glowing. So to achieve that look in the book, to give you that high dark contrast, they made stats of it and then put that up over top of the artwork. So it gives like a really neat effect. I remember picking this book off of the rack when I was a kid. I was a big Perez Avengers comic fan back in the day, and I just think this is a really cool page to see.
So is the original art under the stat?
Yeah, if you can find the picture there, Bill, Maddie, our photographer, actually took a picture of the one piece because it was coming loose, peeled up. So yes, this is not like just a stat and there's nothing there. It's all hand-drawn art. There it is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then the stat was put on top of the original art.
It's inked
Nice.
too. It's cool.
Nice. Good to know.
Yeah, very cool page.
And that last panel gives you, a lot of the team in there.
Yeah.
You have, Wonder Man, Cap, all the great key players.
I mean, if you like Captain America, that's your thing. It's fine.
Great, capital G.
Yep.
You have Beast thrown in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very nice page.
This has your name all over it there, Sean. I think this is a Rutan page right here.
Yeah, I dig it. That first panel alone is worth the
Yeah.
price of admission.
Exactly. I like that first panel as well. But yeah, no, great page. And West agrees too.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Where'd you find the info on that negative aspect, Todd?
I just know that from being in printing.
Yeah, it's cool.
You don't question Todd. He knows his stuff.
Well, I'm giving
I
kudos,
try.
buddy.
I try.
Well, this was at $2,500 right now. I zoomed in on this one too. So let's see. We got another Perez piece. This one is from FF186.
This was another piece from Gary Guzzo's collection. Excuse me.
Yeah, I get that in there too. It's nice. Very dour. Kirby Crackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has all the right stuff. You have the full team in that panel. It's just a nice page, nice clean art, and that's that sweet spot of that time period. So
Only negative is no Herbie.
Exactly. It's an end page too, which is an added bonus.
It speaks to our the way we don't overstack our art too. It ends up two different collectors and two great Perez pages, but they don't necessarily compete with each other because one's Avengers, one's FF. So that's
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, we do have one more.
Let's see. What do we got? Another FF from issue 188 this time.
It does have different content on it.
Quite
so
different, yes.
Oh yeah, this is great. You get the Impossible Man in there too. Look at that, flying in. Yeah, this is a cool page.
Yeah.
There are people who want this page just for him being on it. It's how it goes. But yeah, this is great.
Who inked this one?
I was wondering that myself. I was thinking,
Joe.
yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No wonder it's so good. Dang it.
But yeah, that's I like this page a lot. And
You got two key anti-heroes / villains in this one page alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Agreed. All right. Well, that's a good pair of FF Perez pages to have, and this one's a little bit more already at 2,100. So exceeded your value code already. Then we got a daily here. Now, I know we have a couple dailies. I think I switched over to this one because I think it was the highest priced one so far, but it's awesome. I think
Yeah. I think out of the dailies, this is my favorite. Personally, I mean, it's also signed to him, but I just think it's a great.
This is the latest in date order of what we have. So we do have 5 this time, but all have interesting content. First one is J. Jonah. I think they all have at least Spidey in one panel, Mary Jane at times. So 5 that are all Romita, but all have some differences.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is that the first one?
Oh,
That's where
sorry.
the villain shows up and he gets whipped.
Here, I'll start at the first one, work my way down.
Yeah, this one is cool too. I like this.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Robbie too. Yeah.
Well, you got classic ranting Jay Jonah, so who
Mhm.
doesn't like that in the middle? And
Yeah.
great Spidey shot.
And this is
Yeah,
from
again.
1980. Are they all from 80? Or
They're all from 80. They're all from, again, these are all from Gary's collection. Gary
Yeah.
Guzzo.
I think they're off from like about a 3-month run or something like that.
Mhm.
Man, they're all bangers. Every one of them is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are great. You got Spidey upside down. He's actually, doing the wall crawling thing, and he's trying to pull the bars. Also, still upside down. It just looks great.
Yeah.
this is the last one here.
I like the Mercedes in this one. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too. So you get MJ in a couple panels.
Yeah.
for that.
You think Stanley worried about the rights for Mercedes in this?
He probably didn't ask permission.
I
He
doubt
probably
it.
got a car out of it.
He might have.
Maybe he did. Yeah. He
Wow.
figured it out. He was a businessman, that's for sure.
Well, it's cool to see these, obviously. Yeah,
He actually created Mercedes-Benz, didn't he?
What's that?
I said he created Mercedes-Benz, didn't he?
It depends on who you ask. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
well, all of these by John Romita Sr. And
Mhm.
yeah, they're all they're just great representative pieces from.
Plenty of room on these for sure.
Yeah. And speaking of Romita Sr.,
Oh yeah.
I thought this thing was awesome. I mean, there's a fair number of Romita Senior pencil sketch pieces out there and inked pieces out there of MJ, but to have a color piece, that's something pretty special.
Don't get me. So Gary Guzzo's mother went to school with Romita, and if I'm not mistaken, I can look this up. Caroline was his mother's name.
Yeah.
So that's the connection.
And there's the high school connection to the signature down below.
Oh, the SIA, yeah, 47.
Yeah.
So that was a Manhattan School of Art. Yeah.
Yep.
Class of 47.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What is it at now? 672. Yeah, that's that's going to change quite a bit, I think, before it's all over. And
It might be a conservative estimate, but we'll see. Yeah.
We're also doing this a week earlier because of San Diego. So normally we would be doing this next week. More bids will be in. We've only been online for 1 week, but the bids have come in very strong in just that first week. But we all know it's the last days, more so even the last hours when everything happens. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do tracking bids at Hake's. We have the watch feature. So
Oh yeah.
Hallelujah. But and the time is kind of extended as the timers are going down too, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, and we also have added text messaging. So when you are outbid, if you sign up for that, you will be notified instantly.
You do need to sign up for it. Please do that.
Sign
If
up.
you'd like to get a text when you're outbid, go to your account, sign up for it. It will help.
Me being a tech fan, I love it.
Right.
Kelly would
Right.
tell you.
Right. Everyone, Google the word Luddite if you wouldn't mind. You might.
and
So that's cool. So that when you get the text, it has an easy link back to the piece,
Yep.
so you can bid
It's
on it
original
again.
thing. It's very very easy to use.
And just to correct you, Kelly, I'm a deadite. It's a difference.
Got it. Next piece, please.
Yeah, moving right along. What do we got next? What is this?
This is an interesting.
This is Todd's favorite piece of art in the auction.
I am a
He-
big Quick fan.
He described this so quick. Yeah, this is interesting to have it's a preliminary that got changed, and then the production cover. Is that right? Does that
Yeah.
sound right? Yeah. So it's a preliminary pencil, and then got altered to the production cover.
By
that's,
Romita.
that's the mechanical, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
mechanical, and the other piece is pencil.
And John Romita Sr. pulls off the Quick Bunny. So there you go.
There were only a couple things where I saw photos before I went there that were we learned they were mechanicals after the fact, but
Mhm.
just a few. This was one of them. It was disappointing, but it's all right.
Yeah,
But when it's framed on the wall, you can't tell. So
Just can't. And
Photos,
then,
from
yeah,
photos.
some of them were very difficult to tell, but
But that's all live pencil.
right.
Does he pull his cousin out of the hat? What does he do in this trick here?
the trick gets changed. I forget what the mechanical is again. The gag is different, I believe. But
Yeah, no hat.
Yeah.
We got
There was nothing in the hat, so you had to levitate the kid.
but I guess they just didn't like the trick or whatever.
It was too meta.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a good one.
Yeah, he
No
had to
picture
pull
of that
himself
one
out of the hat.
It's probably the original joke, and it was too much for the cover.
yet. All right, and next up we have a Zek Amazing Spidey page, and who is let's see, Bob McLeod, of course, inking on this one too.
I don't think there's anyone here who's a fan of this page.
Probably not.
No, I think I'm very wrong in that. It's a great page.
nobody gets your inside jokes, Kelly.
It's fine.
Nobody got. Well, I can't say nobody got your Deadite reference either, but I know that I saw Rom's. He at least mentioned Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, he's speaking to me because I am a Craven fan. So
Yeah. I'm sorry, that was pretty. That was a little too inside, but
Okay, so it was too inside, but
Yeah.
this was just a great piece to have in the auction.
Yeah, it's a good looking page, alternating Spider-Man in the panels. You got, the face of Zombie Craven there. It's
Deadite
a cool
Craven.
page.
pre-Marvel zombies.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's Craven's Last Hunt adjacent. So
Yeah.
these two stories.
Right.
Well, so Alex might be bidding on this one. You never know. We got a bid on it, $2,000 to get it started. Very nice looking page. And Bob McLeod's around. You can always get him to sign it if anybody ends up picking that one up. And then we get a Winslow Mortimer Spidey Super Stories 34 cover. And let's.
Mhm.
the splash title page.
Splash.
Flash title page. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I knew I had that wrong as soon as I loaded it up. But come on, you get Scorpion Spidey. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's a great image. I mean, if you're a Scorpion fan, and it's a great Spidey swinging in shot, so it's got the right stuff there.
You could buy a house that haul right there, $50,000.
Back then,
It's back then.
You can get half a driveway now.
This actually came to us, new consigner, first time consigner. We met at Heroes Con. Sean was there.
Yep.
Got a few other pieces from him. I think we have at least one more coming up. And so that's just a segue to remind everybody we do accept consignments at conventions, including Kelly.
San Diego
Thank you.
and OAX. Sorry, OAX is probably the more important of the two. If we're really
It's
going
coming up.
Yeah, but San Diego is first, and we have an auction before OEX, so that means bring it to San Diego.
Absolutely.
When's your next auction? Middle of
November.
November.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty nice. What year was this? 78. All right. Very good one. Very good one. And what we got? A couple bids on there, $1,100, and a couple weeks to go on that one. Yep. I saw this one in the back of your office.
Yeah.
Alex.
And to show you the size, I mean, it's big. It's
Massive.
it's art for a poster, and it is poster size.
You might want to answer Alberto's question there.
Yeah, Alberto. He's always a kidder. He was at OEX. He knows.
Well, I mean, just to make sure everyone here is aware of what it is.
Yes. Well, it's the best show in the U.S. for original comic card collectors. Obviously, OAX is. There's nothing else like it in the U.S. That thing is huge. I had it. I mean, literally, I can tell.
It is massive. Yes. It is.
What is that,
Also, this was also on Gary Guzzo's.
All you see is her at first, but you look at the size, and we have additional characters there, so
Yeah.
they're a little hidden, but they are there.
But
Also, this was on Gary Guzzo's wall. Yeah.
Wow, as it should have been. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Now, let's see here. What was it? So it was used as a poster.
There's a poster. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, three bids already. $1,200. 27 by 40. So.
And I think when you were doing the research, Kelly, pretty unique for Mary, yes, as far as her artwork goes.
Yes, yeah. He may have. It was the time when Gary was getting started at Marvel, so I imagine he had a part of this, or I can't see any of the reason why he'd own it.
Mhm.
So he may have asked her to do it for Marvel for the poster, for all we know. Yeah. A unique piece of out of her style, I think.
Now this one, so 87 was the creation date. Is that one going to San Diego with you guys too?
This one is not. It's a little
Too big.
large. It would take a lot of real estate, I believe. So that's not. This one's going to stay back.
Makes sense. All right, so we have an interior page by Mary as well from Amazing Spider-Man Annual 19. Let's see if I can zoom in on this one.
This one's also a Gary Guzzo piece, I believe. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So I assume Gary didn't hang everything he owned, right?
Yeah, this one was not hung. This was part of his file drawer collection.
This feels like he was at her booth in '87 and picked up the two pieces at the same time at the same show. That's
Very
what it
well.
feels like to me.
Could be. Yeah, very well could have been. He was also friends with everyone.
Yeah.
He was.
He and his wife. Yeah.
They were both extremely friendly. I met Dawn. She, basically felt like family. So,
If I'm not mistaken, that's how they met, right? At Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She was the nicest way to put this. Everyone wanted Dawn, and Gary got Dawn. So
She was the Flo Steinberg of '83.
You could put it that way, yeah. And she was definitely. I mean, she was the model there, used for many things. So
Very cool. So we've got this one's got a bid on it already, and a very nice looking cover to that book as well. Then I'll see. Yeah, this is awesome. This was it's priced at $1,000, so it's got one bid to get it started, and this is all mechanical, or
yes.
Yeah.
There's like the tiniest bit of original art, but mainly all mechanical. I believe there's even like the.
Just a couple fill-in things because of the stat.
yeah.
Yeah. This is a piece that I, at first glance, I wished it was original art, but it is the mechanical, which is fine. I know that I actually was able to find the original art was on CAF at some point years ago.
It was.
Yes. So and I'm not sure where it's been, if it's still the same place or it's moved since then, but things move around a lot. But this is still the next best thing to that.
Just one bit. That one dude thinks he's going to own it. He's pumped, just waiting for the time to expire. Classic published art.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great everything on this. Regardless of the mechanical, it's still a great wraparound cover.
Had it been original, that would have been the front.
That would have been the cover.
That would have been the cover.
Yeah, we already had a whole thing in mind, a wraparound. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Of course. I would probably suggest the same thing. And let's see, what do we got? Oh, Chris Muller's the artist on this one at Conan. It's an unused book cover image and currently at $550. Let's see, there we go. That's pretty nice. I always like Chris's work. This is from '95. Yeah. Great painting.
Mm-hmm.
You probably didn't like Conan upside down, right? But nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
It's very xenomorphish.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like, what image did you think they went with when they decided this one wasn't good enough? But very, very cool. 550 bid on that one. And let's see here. Don Heck, MCP page. Oh, and inks by Cockrum too. Well, that's good.
For fans of Sunfire, this is your page.
Yep.
And it's an end page again. Nothing wrong with that.
There's got to be at least one collector out there that all his pages are end pages.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think I don't know anything by Don Heck, and you know, he didn't work on a lot of books that I would have, you know, be interested in. I'd be happy to own this page. It's pretty nice.
Another one from Terry Cavanaugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not bad. And Cockrum Inks is a bonus in my opinion. Like that. So what's that at 610? Yeah, that'll move a bit more. And it is from, what year is this one from? Oh, 89. Okay.
That's
Number
late.
one Marvel Prince. This is cool. What's that, Sean?
That's late, Don Heck.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like 5 years later.
All right. Now, see, then what do we got here? This is Rick Leonardi, it looks like. MCP splash page with Doctor Strange on it. Doesn't look like he's stepping out of the Sanctum Sanctorum. That's not the stairway to his usual house, but very nicely done here. We got this is at $500 and Palmiotti inks on it too. Cool.
And another Terry Cavanaugh collection.
It seems like an uncommon combination, those two.
Yeah, it's a little different, that's for sure. Memorable cover on that MCP issue though.
Yeah.
So that one right there. Yeah, I always thought that was pretty cool. Mr. Keith again, but Rick Leonardi. Yeah, this is cool. Not too bad. Let's see. What's next? Okay, the set of lots of Kid Colt. I didn't pick any of these out. Should I kind of highlight a couple? I see plenty.
You know, the first one is the top of the list is probably the best. That's a complete story. Todd put all this together, so you can run with this one, Todd.
Well, we've been working on the archives of Jack Keller. I mean, you know, it's Western. If that's not your thing, it's great art. And this, you know, you're in late 50s. A lot of this stuff was in the reprint material. If you know, enjoyed Kid Colt, I mean, I had that in my collection, you know, 80s. They reprinted a lot of these. And, you know, it's great action. You know, you have a lot of gunfights and just fist fights and, you know, in the vein of the classic Marvel Western.
Is that a Sandman prototype, that villain? It's completely made up. Don't.
Yeah, and it's Jack Keller artwork, by the way. Very, very cool. And again, there are several Western fans in our audience and on CAF.
I think it's understated how cool it is to own a complete book of original art from Marvel or DC.
Yeah, I mean, this is all art. These were hand cut boards. You know, there was no like pre-made board, so a lot of this is just cut board. And you know, he gridded out the panels and went to town. You know, working with this now for quite a few auctions, I just love this stuff. I think the art's great.
Yeah, not bad. From 1965. And let me see here. Now the rest are these all individual pages from
if you check out 1208, is 1208 up there?
Yeah, that's where is it?
This one's interesting.
Third from bottom.
The last page of the story at the very bottom is a strip that basically is you've never read a comic like the Fantastic Four, get your spine-tingling copy today. Date-wise, I believe that was probably drawn when one was on the stand and two was probably coming out the same time this was hitting the stand. So that's a very early ad
more
slug
click,
for Fantastic Four comics. So I think that's really cool.
This is January 1962. It's noted.
Yep.
Huh.
It'd be the last, right next to the published cover. Yep, right there, the shorter one.
Yeah, there's a detail of it too.
Yep.
Fantastic Four. Very cool. Another Jack Keller piece, Wall of Doom, 6-page story. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, all the cover this time are 4, 5, 6-page stories and then a complete story. So
got it. 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 5. Yeah, wow, shoot.
Yeah.
This one said it was from 1959, so I figured I want to check it out.
Yeah, there's one where you have the cavalry involved. There's some, classic, Indian battle stuff in some of these stories.
I agree with Tina. Sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. There it is.
I saw it. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
100% Tina.
Yep, that is very, very true. I think we'd all would agree with that.
Yeah, it hurts.
It happens, unfortunately. Sometimes, when you really want to move something, and you just at a standstill with finding the right buyer. But yeah, no, it's great to keep these together if that were possible. So I'm glad you guys have them, and they'll probably be fairly affordable, but good to have.
Yeah, I think we sold one complete book, which was an actual complete book, cover to cover, minus the cover. And besides that, we've had many complete stories, and now we're down to one complete story. And
we had that. We had Cap 273 or 260, the Zek with the Fury cover in the whole book.
did that.
Well, plenty to choose from there. Now, I know this one you guys were happy to pick up. It's a Walt Simonson cover. Shadow Cabinet 0. It's got a bid on it. It's 5,000 right now, but obviously Simonson stuff it never comes up really. Covers never. So
like less than 5 to 10 have been out in the public auction market. Period. Does that sound about right? My research.
I would say so.
Yeah. That's across all publishers.
It's Milestone. We're starting our DC segment in case anybody didn't know. And it's Milestone, so it's not Thor, but then again, find a Thor cover. So
right. Yeah.
And be able to afford one.
This also has everyone from Milestone on it, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's this is also fresh to the market. Came the following. I don't know how many Milestone pieces we're going to cover right now, but all the original.
I think we're doing 2 other covers.
All the original art came from the same source, so it's all fresh to the market. Really great Milestone pieces.
Yeah.
What year is this? Is that 93?
94.
94. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome to see. I mean, I'm not familiar with the book, but obviously most of the characters, even though I'm not a DC guy, the Milestone stuff is cool. I've had Conan on for a couple different interviews, and
nice.
Yeah, I'm sure Dennis was probably thrilled to have Walt doing a cover for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's going to make somebody happy, and I'd really appreciate whoever wins that to put that on CAF when it's all over too.
I don't know how many covers Simonson did for Milestone, but I don't think it was that many.
No, it wasn't that many.
All right. Then we got a previews cover.
Yeah, this one ties right into our parent company, which is really great. Which is the first time they have been published as a cover. I mean, there's a few pieces we have that were teaser pieces, I believe, in the auction. But this is, as far as being an actual like published cover, this is the first appearance of pretty much every character.
The whole Milestone line. This was sort of the introduction of it.
And this copy of Previews is actually hard to come by. It has value.
Yeah.
And it's a great prototype cover. The way to put it.
All right, this is Dennis Cowan with Polyati inks as well.
Yep.
No, very cool. Yeah, I mean, this should almost be hanging up at the office, right? Its own weird way, but yeah, that's awesome. It's great to see these pieces come up to market. This one's already at $5,400, and it's a little oversized too, 13 by 19 and a half. Okay,
It's a big one.
Very cool.
This will also be at San Diego
And the Simonson.
and the Simonson.
Another reason to stop by the booth. What was it?
704.
704. All right.
704. This is the example of this was used prior to Previews as basically test art that was, they were just getting everything started.
Yeah, that ended up being on. That's all true, Kelly. Yes, but also then appear like this on the cover of Comic Buyer's Guide. So it is still cover art.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, cool.
And if I'm not mistaken, Paragon, the name was changed. Is that right? Am I wrong about that? I believe it was. This is Icon, not Paragon. So I forget if I'm wrong here, but
I don't know. Mike did that description. I don't.
Let me. I'm pretty sure that Paragon was an early name and it was changed.
Yeah.
To Icon. Yeah. And Marcus, they are giving out buttons this year at San Diego, so you need to swing that booth.
Yeah, you're right, Kelly. It became Icon. It's in the text.
I was looking at Paragon like, this is Icon. Why do they call it Paragon? It was driving me nuts, and then I realized they must have just changed the name. So this is even more of a prototype before the name was even decided.
Yeah, it's an oversized board too, 13 by almost 20.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of cool, from 92. So it's $610 so far. Now, what do we got here? Because I did not get a chance to click on these links.
Another selection of Milestone cover color art.
Okay.
Not color guide for those out there that this is how the covers were. I mean, Todd can speak with this more, right? With the process of what they did.
They would have made a high-end copy of the black and white, and then it would have been hand colored with watercolor or ink, and then this would have probably been put on like a drum scanner back then, and then they would have scanned this image in, and that would have been what made the print for the cover.
So this is what was used to make the cover.
Yeah, it was shot from this directly.
Yeah.
Yes,
all colored by Noel Giddings, who we had stuff from before. We'll have stuff in future auctions. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up. This is great because just by dumb luck, we have this and the original art in the same auction.
If you buy one, you should probably buy the other.
Yeah,
and they have nothing to do with one another.
They get them both.
These came
got to
from
repair those for sure.
Well, these came from Noel. The other one came from someone else. That's why I say dumb luck. It was not.
Yeah.
That was fortuitous circumstance for somebody who's going to own those two together.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting that they shot the cover direct from these pieces, right? I mean, that's
just the way they wanted to do it there. The colorings were, the color style was changing at the time, and they were experimenting with other ways to do it, and this is just the way they wanted to do it. I think the detail is unique in the color this process. I think the color detail is unique in the final.
Todd, from the printing background, the colors come through more vibrant this way, or what?
Well, you're getting away from just like where they would cut out an area and just put in like dots of yellow and red to make, the sort of dark yellow. This, you were getting like a true breakdown of the watercolor color. So it would just give you a little more of a true color than that classic comic book, flat color.
No, I think I can say that I don't think I've seen that done before. So
Yeah, it was like the bridge between analog 4-color and the digital era.
Right. It was the mid '90s. It was just a different, and I think Noel explained it to me. It's a different way of doing it at the time. And then it changed, like Sean said, to a more digital sense.
Mhm.
I was a senior in high school. Alex was a senior citizen.
Watch yourself.
I own it, man. I'm old. Let's not forget, 39 years I've been at Hake.
That's what I'm saying.
Children.
Yeah, longer than most auction houses have been doing this.
Correct.
Right?
Shall I name them? Oh,
Nope.
no, never mind.
No,
Okay.
it's fine. No.
Right.
We've been doing this since 1967. 1967.
Correct.
Now the board that they're printed on before they're colored, is it like a Bristol? I mean, it doesn't look like it's.
It's a heavy stock paper.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
It's not like the weight of the paper we're used to seeing for regular color guides.
No, it's called Sparta Art Board, and that's coming direct from Noel. It is high quality.
Yeah.
Every one of them, because that one did look like Xerox paper.
No,
Everyone's
all of them are Sparta. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
So how many? And there were about 10 of them in here, a dozen maybe.
about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Milestone fans should be very happy. Plenty of stuff in there for this. So this next up we have a Nick Cardy. What is it? Action Comics 416 cover at $2,400 right now. Man, Superman made her a cripple, and now it's she doesn't want to be. They'll let the fires burn her down.
It's dark.
You could almost use that same intro from the Ghost Rider with this one,
Mm-hmm.
and but this is darker.
That would be a little rough. Yeah.
So let's see here. So I assume the she's not a stat. It looks like it's kind of like a paste on layer there. So that's all original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not too bad.
That fascinates me. I wonder why. I wonder what the production process was that led to that.
They might have not liked the original image of how Superboy was coming in. Maybe they could have changed the whole image, him bursting through the door. So they probably liked what they did with her and wanted to change that. So they would have cut her out, pasted her up on the board, and then
And redid
did a new thing. I mean, I think the Superboy bursting through the door is great. I mean, it's very dynamic for Superman. It looks great, and it's classic Cardy.
They don't want to lose her feathered hair. Had to keep it.
Put a lot of work into that. 70s outfit.
Detail everywhere.
Oh, cool. Well, it's from again issue 416.
What year is that? Early 70s or mid?
72.
Nice. Over 50 years.
My goodness. Yeah. So what do we got? So we got 416, 22nd. Nick Cardy Action Comics cover.
Plenty of room on that one.
Oh yeah. Now here's an Aquaman cover. Now this one is this is what did it say? Alternate, unpublished.
It's unpublished.
It's unpublished cover, and but all Cardi again. So let's take a look at this. Well, it's a really nice illustration.
Yeah, it's 1969. I think it's fantastic. Todd does have the image in our listing of what was published. You can see it's along these lines. The giant is a little more prominent than.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more eminent because he's tied to the sandal of the giant.
Right.
But I love to see these unpublished covers. Just neat to see, what they came up with, and then you know, whatever decision they made, you know, to change it, and you're kind of like wondering why a lot of times.
Yeah, no, I think it's nice. I love the way he did the inking on the giant here.
Yeah.
That's
It
really
adds
nice.
like the depth of the water to it.
Exactly. No, I don't know. I like them both. This is a really nice piece, though. So what are we at on that one? $2,000, one bid, and it's well, it's a little bit. It's on the standard oversized DC board at 11.5 by 17.5, roughly. Now we have another Nick Cardy cover to the Unexpected issue 140. Let's take a look at the detail on that one. Very cool.
Yeah.
See, this is the alternative. If you didn't like westerns, you could go after you know, the horror with covers like this.
What year is this one?
I didn't check before.
That villain,
72.
it almost looks like that orange monster from Scooby-Doo in the filing cabinet.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I wonder if it predates it.
The Anatomy of Hate. I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
How they colored it. Whoa! Now that's psychedelic.
That's dope.
You're not going to miss that on the comic book rack.
Yep. That calls out to me as a little kid.
Yes, exactly.
Take it off the rack.
And what do we got? We have one bid on this one. That's at 1,000 right now. So very, very nice piece. So I mean, same consigner, fan of Cardi's, or is it multiple?
Yeah.
Same consigner. Yeah.
Those two are the same consigner.
Now what we got here? Dick Giordano, Batman Dynamic Classics cover, issue 1. Sorry, I had a cough. Now what do we got here? Let me zoom in on this one. You can't go wrong with the Giordano Batman cover.
It's great.
Todd, what was the story on this title? This was a one-off issue.
It was the one they did one issue, and that was kind of it. Another one where I think they did some reprint material. I think this is a redo of Adam's piece.
Yeah, do it. Detective 395.
Yeah.
Marcus just posted that in the chat. Marcus always on the spot. Well, very cool. And you got Manhunter on the cover too. That's assuming, is that original or is that a stat?
I think that's a stat, I believe.
It's a stat. Yeah. And where are we at on this one? $3,500 on this one. And what was the year on this one? I'm trying to. I don't see
73.
that. 70. Oh, there it is. 73. I'm sorry. Yep. Cool.
No.
That's earlier than I guessed.
78. 78.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Because it reprinted. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Sorry. How did I not see that? Published 78.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
All right. Cool. Well, that one's doing well already. I mean, anything with Giordano and Batman on it's always going to be in demand. And what do we got? Dave Gibbons cover to Action Comics Annual 3. This one was from 91. Let's highlight that one. Oh, yeah, that's Gibbons all the way. That's great.
Yeah.
Huh.
Who's the secretary behind the curtain over there? Who's that?
I don't know. You're the one that keeps track of all the secretaries. You tell me.
Oh, boy.
I can't keep track of DC
Dun.
stuff, right?
You know, the first appearance of every secretary.
Mhm. Yes, he does.
We went over an hour it took to get that comment.
I was ready to launch
I
it
was
earlier,
sleeping
but
on
I
it,
thought,
buddy.
no.
Mhm.
Is it the secretary's mother? That's
Ay.
Well,
But,
they're swearing Superman in as president, so we could only hope that's what would happen.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't see where this one was at. So this is it's got its first bid. It's a 2000. It's on standard size board. Yeah, not bad. Oh, and it's got so it has an overlay. I didn't flip over to the other scan, but you got an overlay with the logo, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of stars and stripes on this one.
Is that 91?
Yes.
Just before death of? That's cool.
Yeah, August 91, right there. So yeah, very nice. Hey, Gibbons is another guy that I'll probably never own a piece of art by, but I shouldn't say that. There might be a 2000 AD piece out there for me one day that I might be able to afford. But that's a great piece to have in your auction. All right, Sugar and Spike. Now I know there's a Sugar and Spike collector out there, Alex Johnson. So I mean, he likes to get plenty of commissions by Sugar and Spike, but he probably would go after some originals as well. So these are, I see, complete story on all of these.
Yeah, all of them are from the same issues, from issue 16, but it's all the individual stories. This came from a consigner who gave a complete issue to somebody else, and they sold it as a complete issue, and he was not happy. And we said we gladly break it up into stories, which is what we have done. So, and one we don't have to go every lot, but one includes like an origin story. And to me, the most interesting one is whenever we want to jump to 1145, because that's got DC superhero costumes on it. So they did these doll pages throughout the run, but this one has for her Wonder Woman and for him Batman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And what was the year on this? Did it say 50? Is it in the 50s? What was this? Even it said it on the first one, I thought.
Yeah,
But anyway, that's pretty cool.
58. Yes, 58.
58. All right. Yes. Justin's salivating. If he knows about him, he probably is. I know that because he's redone this cover numerous times. I mean, you see that and you know it because of Alex Johnson. But yeah, these are cool. So wait a minute, let's see. 2, 3, 4. So we got about 8 of these, and that's nice. So it's back to you. You try to get them all, right? That would be the ideal if you're a sugar collector.
I hope they do. I hope they get every single piece and put it back together.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got 2 weeks to think about it.
But again, it shows we listen to our consigners. So if that's how they wanted to do it, they own it. We did it.
That's right.
Right. No, I mean, that's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with you guys on that. So let's see here. I should have read the description first. So we've got, it's at 1650. This is Joe Staten, Adventure Comics page from issue 461.
1979.
So we have 3 pages all from this issue. And again, as Sean has mentioned, sometimes we break things up. We spread them over auctions. In this case, we did all 3 this time. But all 3 are loaded with characters.
Yeah, this is nice.
Pre-crisis.
Mm-hmm.
What was
You
the
get
crisis
JSA
bid?
and JLA, and the Creeper slipped in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hanging out at the top. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And what are the other, let's see. There we go. So this is, yeah, another, wow, look at that last panel.
Some other great panels here.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
mid
the big
panel,
3.
The left panel and the bottom, both great.
Yeah.
that has a Wayne Boring feel to it.
Thanks to the tank, right? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh. That's really nice. Nice to do that. I'll check out the other one as well.
This is the one that's of the 3 at the highest price right now.
It's jam packed. Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's that cover homage in the middle.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm. Wow. Well, that's cool. That worked out really well. So what are they? Oh, yeah, you're right. $2,200 on the one. Yeah, those are all going to do really well. Let's see here. And Joe's a good guy, by the way. I've had him on the channel a couple different times. Never for too long of an interview, but he's a lot of fun to talk with. Lots of great stories.
I'll second that.
Yeah. So this is art by Trina, Legend of Wonder Woman, issue 3 and 4 pages. So here's one from issue. This is the one from issue 3. Trina Robbins. So it's wow. That's pretty nice.
Tina had a question. I do not believe those were.
No, I don't. Yeah,
they
I
were
don't
not
think they're
consecutive. They were spread out throughout the book.
Yeah.
Sorry, when I'm doing the slides, I can't.
That's all right. No, I just figured I would do that before we got deep into this. But this is unusual for her to do Wonder Woman. Is that right?
Yeah. If anybody knows the legend of her, she's got a pretty interesting background. I mean, among other things, created Vampirella's costume.
Mhm.
I think this is the only official Wonder Woman title that she worked on. It was like a 4-issue miniseries, I think, that Kurt Busiek wrote. She did do other Wonder Woman art. There was an underground comic that Todd's called Babe that she did cover to.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 2 pages we have this time are very cool. Lots of great panels of Wonder Woman. And then I didn't include it with this, but we also have a specialty piece that ties in with the next page. But sort of an underrated artist, but a pretty important figure in comics.
Oh, that was 86. Okay, 86.
Yeah, these are really nice.
Yeah.
And then the specialty piece we have is her with this on a kangaroo, so it ties in with this, and that's in color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with CJ. It's got that HG Peter-esque.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Actually, if you hit next item at the top right of the page there, it'll show you. Oh, there you go. Never mind. You're on top of it.
You got it. Or maybe no, it isn't in color. My fault. We have another specialty piece of Wonder Woman that's in color. This is not.
That's fun. But yeah, she definitely has a very classic style to the way she's illustrating Wonder Woman. Just facially, I mean, it's gorgeous.
And this was done in '86, the same time as that story.
Oh, well, that's cool. You don't see her artwork too often, so yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty deep dive, and Todd, we couldn't find any other pages from this.
No, I was super excited when this came in because I recognized her stuff right away, and I wasn't even familiar with this book. I was like, "Wow, this is really cool."
Yeah, I really like this. I mean, they're all great, but I like this first one just because the second panel is fantastic. Just the way he's handled, or even the fourth one. I mean, just drawn beautifully. So yeah, somebody's going to be really happy to pick these up.
Unfortunately, it won't be anybody in this office because we don't have anyone that collects Wonder Woman. So
No one's wife or anyone.
Nope.
That works with us. No
who's
one.
married?
Sorry, I brought it up.
That's all right.
Mm-hmm. So we have a Rick Veitch, the Swamp Thing 79 page with Superman, and it's.
So does this fall into your Swamp Thing collection, Alex? Or
Yeah.
is this not,
It's got Superman on it, so no. Sorry, not a fan.
That top panel though is just
It is
beautiful.
really is. That is great.
Yeah.
The line work. I mean,
Ink work's fantastic.
it speaks Beach right away when you see
Yeah.
it. It's just really cool.
But no,
The
I take
story
the
is like
cover.
it's sort of like a Swamp Thing molecule or whatever floating around, and
Who'd,
that's kind of hitting there.
who did the cover, Alex?
We have a picture of it. I don't know who was the cover artist for this issue.
Probably Beach.
And Yates looks like. But yeah,
It'd be a cool cover.
Yeah.
I've always liked Rick's work, that's for sure. It's nice. And it is, technically it's a splash page with just the inset panel.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's cool. So no bids on it. 500 is the starting bid, and on 13 by 19 and a half board from '88.
Yeah.
Then Joe Giella been up here. Let's take a look at that. This is on what is it, 11 by 17 board, a little bit bigger. That's solid.
Yeah. Solid duo.
And we weren't sure what this was, but Kelly reached out to Frank, and as our text says, he believes it was done for a Batman show that was held in the 1980s at New York City's An Amazing Gallery, which is that would have been at with Adam West.
If anyone has an example of that, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I was not able to find one myself using just internet research, but anyone out there has seen this used, published, I'd love to see it.
That's great.
It's just a great piece.
Exactly. I mean, Jill is more, thought of as an inker, but he was really talented. This is great. Got one to get it started. Let's see here. What is next? So, I think this one was a Dan DeCarlo strip, right? Complete 6-page story. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we have maybe a dozen Archie related lots this time. I picked out a sampling by multiple different artists. Most are full stories, some complete issues. There's some Sundays, some dailies. This is Todd's wheelhouse here if he wants to say anything. I'm not joking. You're an Archie fan. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good selection. It's different artists, throughout the selection. So you get a little bit of, everybody. There's some Bob Montana, DeCarlo. And you got, a sprinkling of the Archie babes in there that everybody likes. Betty and Veronica are here and there.
That's a good one. They're in our art museum. Moose falls asleep, of course. Yeah. Well, that's a good gag. If you're an art collector, this is a good piece. Not too shabby. So you have a few of these then.
Yeah.
Tina used the word onomatopoeia, so I feel like that deserves a shout out there.
Yeah, I think that's the first time in the chat in 4 years. I think that word.
It's
Never been used before. Thank you, Tina. You're
dynamite.
classing up the joint tonight.
Difficult word to put into a sentence. So, right on.
Okay, yeah, that's right. There's a Dan DeCarlo Sabrina. This
was an issue that tied in with the show, so there was actually a photographic image that would have been inset printer.
Yeah, so this and the next lot, they're complete cover to cover issues of Sabrina. Both,
and they're at the beach. Everybody likes them at the beach.
Both have Melissa Joan Hart. Both have Salem on the cover.
Nice. That one's got a couple bids on it already, and this was from Archie and Me 111.
It's funny how many stories or strips always have Weatherby and Grundy, and then Archie and Reggie are just running around somewhere, or Jughead. They're up to no good, but they can never catch them, and that's just kind of a forever gag.
Yep, Archie and Me and Lucky Streak. Oh yeah. His clothes were taken. Yep, classic.
All right, unrelated, just to keep the show lively and on who owns this cover?
All right,
Who
let's see.
owns the original art to this thing? That's what I want to know. I've never seen it. I've never seen a picture of it. Curious who owns it. If anybody knows in the chat.
Do it again. I didn't catch the title on it. Betty and Me.
Number 16? Yeah. Number 16, okay.
Oh my gosh, I just read this Word balloons.
They're actually printing up a book with
There are
all
5 or
the
6.
innuendo covers.
Yes, it's one of the classic 5 or 6 that are like they were slipping something by the censors to see what they can get away with for sure. So,
Well,
I've never
that
seen
made it,
a color
apparently.
guide. I've never seen anything for it. So somebody out there has it.
Well, they're not going to put it in their calf gallery, you know. I don't think so. I don't know if they admit to that one.
You should wear that proud, man. Yeah.
Oh man, so you got a Stan Goldberg complete story here as well.
Yeah.
Looks like they're
Yeah.
time warp tripping here and some
Yeah, it's a
weird
pretty
way.
cool story.
And what else is another? Oh yeah, Bob Montana. This is a Sunday. Let's
Yep.
see what we got.
So I think we have one Sunday and a couple dailies.
I believe so. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, this is a nice piece.
Oh, the unending thing with Archie and his pop and the jalopy, and he's always getting in trouble with the car, and so it's just nice classic image from that time period.
I've got to say, Montana's my favorite Archie artist.
Yeah.
I love his style.
Yeah, his stuff's great.
Oh, look at that. That's just a classic image of it.
Yeah.
It's great. Let's see. Get that. So no bids on that one yet. We'll get a few bids before all is said and done. And then we have a Murphy Anderson cover recreation of Archie Comics 1. This is, 19 by 20?
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, it's large.
As its recreations were. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did large, oversized recreations whenever he did them.
And I think this is the only time he did this cover, unlike some others where he did multiples. I'm pretty sure this was a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
What year was Archie #1 published? Early 40s? Mid 40s?
Archie Comics #1 was November 1941.
Nice.
This has got 3 bids on it, and it's at $605 right now. What is it? The Mirth of a Nation. Okay. And a long-lasting storyline. Characters at that. Who would have thought that when they drew that, Archie would be teaming up, against, with the Predator and other crazy characters.
Punisher, Ramones, B-52. Yeah, crazy.
I don't think they had that in mind when they got this thing started, but that's awesome. Murphy Anderson recreations. There's a lot out there, but they're always great.
Yeah,
very, very well done. They've all kept up really, really well.
So speaking of that,
yeah, I was looking at this one earlier, as you can tell. So this is after Macro Boy, and what year was? Are these okay? This is from a 1941 book, but are these dated? Oh, okay, dated 2005. Okay, get back to that.
It's my other favorite cap.
Cool. Yeah. Again, you can see how well these things held up. All the with the paint and everything. It's beautiful. It's on 15 by 20. Cool. Let's see. Oh, Zot. Let's go click on that one.
Yeah, this is another great piece from Gary Guzzo's collection. Again, fresh to the market, and it's a #1 cover and Zot #1. So anyway, it's great. I'll let everyone talk.
Zot art does not come up, even pages, until recently from the Dennis Kitchen collection. A few came out, but otherwise before that you didn't see those. You certainly don't see covers, and you certainly don't see it for the first issue. So yeah, this kind of has it all going for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. 40 years old too.
Yeah, if you want the best piece of Zot art, this is it. by far.
Yeah, art by Scott McCloud, of course, and this one's pretty cool. I did not read Zot. I hate to say it, but yeah, this is it's an 13 by 19 board. All right, cool. Well, it's again, he had a good eye, and he clearly picked up stuff that he loved, right? So
Yep.
that's nice.
Is that at San Diego, Kelly?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, and something else from Zot again. This is Splash Page, issue 2. Oh, a lot of work went into that one.
It looks like Dragon Ball Z crossed with Metropolis.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it does have that similar architectural feel as Metropolis. It's
Yeah.
cool. Right. I mean, I can't say that I've ever seen any artwork by this other than, like you just mentioned, the Dennis Kitchens, some of the stuff that he let go of. But
It's been in some deep collections, that's for sure.
yeah. So this was from '84. Eclipse Comics, of course. And George Wilson Lone Ranger cover artwork.
So we have a number of Western covers this time. Gene Autry, Dale Evans. Some of those are photos / art. This is the nicest of the Western covers. That's why I picked this one.
Well, George Wilson had did a lot of covers, a lot of painted works.
Yeah, a lot of work on the Phantom as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mark just commented that number 2 was the first appearance of the main villain.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah, you're right. First appearance of Zot's nemesis.
Thanks, Mark.
It's tempting. Well, Mark has an eclectic eye. I have to agree. So I can see why it would be of interest for sure. So this is on a 15 by 20 board, heavier board from 1977.
It's a good year.
Oh yeah, what was good about it, Sean?
My date of birth, son.
Oh man, you're just a pup then.
Yeah. All about my needs.
All right, so I like the image on this one, but this is Al Jaffe. Of course, it's a mad fold-in, and the art on this thing's just, I mean, it should be a mad cover, right? But I think this thing's fantastic.
I think that's what I really like about it is, yes, it does look like a front cover, not because Alfred didn't appear on many of the fold-ins versus other subject material. And this actually came to us because we did so well with a previous fold-in a couple of times ago. We got about 8,000 for one. And so that person noticed that, and this is a piece that came because of that.
Yeah, this was my favorite of the mad pieces we got at Heroes Con. This was cool.
I think it's awesome. I mean, so many of us grew up on fold-ins, right?
Yeah.
From Mad, but after Al passed, it was like, I started thinking I got to get one, and I should have got it before he passed because they're just so they're going for decent money, and this one's got to do really well.
Yeah,
because I think it's just an amazing image.
Todd, did you include the
Yeah, I
digitally
folded it so you can see what it becomes.
You didn't fold the original art, did you?
Yeah, it took a ruler and a lot of work, but I got it folded.
You put a dictionary on it at the end, flatten it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Again, I have to make the disclaimer: no original art was hurt in the making of this image. So,
but that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, that's something I would put on the wall. It's just too darn cool. Look at that. That's just incredible.
yeah.
Well, someone's going to be very happy when they get that one. It won't be me because I'm sure it's going to go higher than I'd be willing to spend. But I think it's fantastic.
If you're a Mad fan, it's like Hostess art or something like that. It's just one of those things where it's so iconic to the book.
Yeah, if you've seen what the Hostess art's going for these days, I know I'm not going to own one of those either. but I can want him. Then what do we got here? Joe Shuster, Dick Ayers, Funny Man #6 title page. You can tell he's funny by the size of his nose, clearly, right? Let's see. Yep. Nice. Great storytelling. I mean, just classic. You know, the just using the round circle for the panel there, the way the word balloons are handled. This is a very, very cool page.
It's very historic from a creator's rights standpoint too. Then
Yeah.
Huh, this is I like it. Kerplop. Now this is done what year? What is it? Why can't it? Man, I'm terrible at reading through this stuff live. I'm not seeing it, but oh, wait, there it is. 48.
yeah,
48. Okay. Next up, Wacky Races #4 cover art by Jack Manning.
Absolutely.
Did they have Wacky Races in 1977, Sean?
They did. They were on USA Cartoon Express
Okay.
Sundays.
Look at that. Right to the style guide, right? As far as the hitting everything right. I did an interview with a guy who did just lots of different IPs, franchise stuff from Disney to Nickelodeon and that sort of thing. And it's just amazing how some artists are just so adaptable to get things spot on. And they have to be, right, or they're not gonna get work. But this is really, really well done. Yeah, I like this.
Who's the number 2 car? You got Penelope Pit Stop, Ashley Muttley.
Mm-hmm.
I
can't remember the number 2 car.
I think I have them all listed in there.
It was the Creepy Coop.
Creepy Coop. Yep, you're right. Creepy Coop.
Nice.
Yep. Bulletproof Bomb, Arkansas, Chug Bug, Turbo Terrific, Crimson Hay Baler, and Army Surplus Special. Cool. Well, look at that one. It's already, there's some Wacky Races fans out there because it's already at $1,100 and has exceeded your value code. So, I mean, I bet you if we went to CAF and searched on Wacky Races, I don't think we'd find too much artwork on CAF.
No, covers, it's tough.
Now, there is lots of Scooby-Doo artwork on CAF, but this is an early piece, Warren Tufts, and this is from '72. Cover that's pretty awesome. So it's $451 already, and yeah, I mean, come on, get something from this era. That's pretty awesome. Now is that on like what kind of board is that on? So it's just
it's like on vellum paper, and then it's mounted on the board.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yep.
It's like that real heavy vellum.
Mm-hmm.
This is older than you, Sean, just so you know.
But not older than many of us on this chat. So, but that's cool, man. I mean, look at even Shaggy has this weird early vibe to him. Scooby looks pretty classic, but yeah, Shaggy looks like he's in his 30s right here. I mean, definitely changed his appearance a little bit over time, but yeah, this is great.
Yeah, the characters are only 3 years old at that point. Very early.
I like that. So 5 bids on it so far. Then what we got? A San Julian Vampirella piece, and this one is 21.5 by 31.5. Framed, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the art's 9 by 14.5.
Oh, I was cool. I was saying, okay, sorry. So the frame is much larger.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. It's a follow-up to a couple of pieces that we had at OAX. Looks great.
Yeah.
Great, the framing as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of thought was put into that. So this is kind of ready for your wall.
Very cool. So you got some bids on this one already. It's at $13.20. Yeah. If you've got if you got a thing for Vampirella and dark paintings, this is the one for you. Yeah. And now this is a Ken Bar, and this is a Sergeant Hawk book cover painting. Great lighting on this one. That's awesome. $500 starting bid on this one has been placed.
It's very
Bar.
atmospheric.
Yeah.
But you get a little bit of a Clint Eastwood vibe in the face.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Barr did a lot of work in men's magazines and book covers like this and stuff in his career. But yeah, a very solid illustrator. This is really nice. Let's see, what do we got next? Another piece. This one's by Danny Kraus. Not familiar with that name. Executioner 29.
This is also big.
Huge.
Yeah, that's a wraparound cover.
It's 28 by 38.
Yowza. Wow. Yeah, you need some wall space for that. It's nice though, but I'm not familiar with Danny Kraus.
Yeah, did you find much on him, Todd? You did the
Not a whole lot, no.
but did other paperback covers.
Painted covers like this, yeah.
It has a lobby card feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, so a Dave Dorman piece. Now this is preliminary and the painted art, and it's from Robot Wars. Not familiar with that. Let's see, go full size on this one. I love Dave Dorman's work. He's solid. He's done a lot of Star Wars work in his career and many other franchises, but this is pretty cool. I don't know what Robot Wars was. Was it a game, a book?
I don't know. You didn't find much on it? Did
No,
you?
I was unable to find anything that
Just the piece was
final
marked
work
that
in
way.
use.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Reach out to Dave. He'll probably have the answer for you. Here we go. A unused VHS piece by Drew Struzan from Young Indiana Jones. That's cool to get.
It's very, very close to the original, which was redone, we believe, by a different artist. But I'm not sure why they didn't use this one. If you own this VHS or if you've seen it, it is basically the cover. It's just the piece used, but besides that, it's just an incredible Drew piece. So, if you're looking for a Struzan piece and you can't afford Indiana Jones, this is one to have.
Yeah, well, everybody needs a Struzan if they can afford one. I mean, this is what's the size on this? Is it?
It's huge.
I was gonna say because most of his work when he was doing that would have been really large. And I'm not finding anything
It's
tonight.
20 by 30.
20 by 30. 20 by 30.
20 by 30.
It's a big piece. All the Drew pieces are larger than the next artist that we have for this is Buttkiss. We did the others, but yeah, we've had a couple of these. It's a great.
Well, I just picked one out for this, but we have other indie box cover art, right? Other VHS art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. Antoine says he felt that the Dorman was a role-playing game series. That's what I thought.
Definitely had that feel. I just could not find an image anywhere. Sometimes that stuff is just hard to find.
Oh yeah. If it was on a gaming thing from that era, you're most likely to find it. And Mr. Easy-Go-Lucky mentioned that Krause did many book covers, so Mr. Easy-Go-Lucky's got a career in the arts, so that would make sense that he would know that. Cool.
It's good looking out, Antoine, though. Thank you.
Yeah. So we after the Struzen, we got a Norman Maurer. What is this from? This is a Three Stooges James Bond spoof. Nice. I can't recall a time when the Three Stooges had this many beautiful women lying around them. I don't know, but this is good. Oh man.
This is
Dirty
another that
Larry.
looks like it should have been used for something or published, and Todd did a deep dive and turned up nothing.
Dirty Larry, Maniac Mo, and Crazy Curly screw up British intelligence and prove beyond a doubt that a secret agent's best gimmick is no intelligence. Okay. I
Who
love
let
it.
them across the pond? I mean, really. Yeah.
I think one thing this is something we've never done on the Dueling Dealers would be we could do a Three Stooges episode. I mean, clearly Anthony would make a would be good at yeah. I mean, this is too funny. I could, and of course I could see Berkey as Mo, so that would work out well too.
Yeah, what?
Three.
Please make that happen. Yes, please.
I think we're going to have to make that. Honestly, lots of thoughts have crossed our minds over the years of doing things, but I don't think.
Couldn't you do like a live version of Dueling Dealers at OAX if they're all there? You know,
We could. We did a live show at where were we at in Columbus? Just something really quick in the hotel room, and it was actually not as good. It was very difficult to do it live and keep it running. We're much better off separated on camera,
Gotcha.
and, than throwing us all three in a room together.
I have to agree that does make you Larry, Bill.
I know, unfortunately, but I don't care. I could make it work. I could definitely make it work. The SC Stingray, makes me Larry. Of course it does, but I can deal with it. So yeah, interesting. Can't say we've seen too much Three Stooges art before, but I'm making a note. That might be a good way to work something into a Halloween special. Let's see. Next up, we have a Dick Tracy Sunday from 1960 Chester Gould artwork. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a big Dick Tracy fan, but I love Chester Gould's artwork, and it's just one of those artists that I've always felt like I need an example by. There's not a lot of Tracy on here, but enough. I mean, look, you get the classic profile there, and this is solid.
And even more so, you have the classic, the kid with the beard. So.
The baby with the beard. I did not read that, but now I can't unsee it. With the beard. A little shaver.
This is going to revisit you in your dreams in about 4 or 5 hours. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. It's going to haunt me. That is frightening. That is really frightening. And then those eyes, if it had normal eyes, it might not have been so bad.
But it also has
like a black-eyed kid.
spots that just, you can see it in the panel above the next to, or the panel above the last panel. The spots where he just had kind of black dots, no face, no facial features, just black dots coming out of his face.
Yeah, this is unsettling. All right. It is what it is. It's I got a bid. It's at $500 so far, and it's on 19 by 27.5 board. Very, very cool. And then done in the standard style, lots of panels, and yeah, that's pretty cool. 1960. All right, I'd like to think this is older than all of us in here. So, but I'm not going to ask. Let's see.
That's fine.
All right, what do we got next here? We have a couple GI Joe card art pieces, and this one's got a bid on it. So this is this is Big Boa Final Preliminary Card Art. So let's see here.
So this is they call it final preliminary art because it's very close to what was used on the card back. If you have the card back next to this, vice versa, you can see some subtle differences, but the background, this is as close as you're going to get to owning the card back art because, from what I understand, the original art is probably still with Hasbro and will never ever come to open market. So, if you're a GI Joe fan, you like Big Boa, you like original art, this and the next piece are definitely going to be up your alley. They're gorgeous and they're vibrant in person as well. They're both great pieces. Again, yeah, this is, if you didn't, have the actual card back right next to it, you wouldn't know the difference.
Mhm.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
brain remembers this is what it looks like.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, there's a little, there's subtle changes they made, and those reasons were their reasons. But this is what I would have believed to have been the card art, and then they made some changes, and then that's what was used. But two great pieces of card back Hasbro GI Joe original art.
How large again?
The boards are 15 by 20. So art is on the one portion of that, but
Mhm.
Oh, cool. So fairly rare to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now this is the item that made the cover of the catalog. Where are we at?
Indeed.
With $82,000 in bids so far on this thing. So who brought
Yes.
this assignment in?
Who brought this consignment in? That'd be me.
Huh?
I did. Yes.
Take it away, Kelly.
This came, one of those. We had our great booth presence at New York Comic Con last year. Had so many great conversations. Anyone who works in this field, this game, great conversations can lead all ways. You can have 40 conversations at a show and they go nowhere. You can have 3 and they all go somewhere great. This is one of those conversations that we had in New York that went for a couple months and kept talking, and then it eventually came through. And the consignor could not be more thrilled on how we're handling his book, and I plan to hopefully work with him for many other items in the future. This is worthy of the front cover. It's my favorite comic book cover of all time. I think many people would agree with me on that. It says pretty much everything need to be said at the time. That if only Captain America was here, this is exactly what he would do to Hitler. So, great piece. I mean, it speaks for itself. Is there anyone else here who likes Captain America that's with us? Anyone awake down here? Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
I don't know if Alberto is with us still, but I know he'd be voting. He'd be voting with you as well. So this is 41. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, the Marvel exhibit had a giant, poster or a print of this on the wall when you first walk into it. I mean, obviously it's just super iconic, and you can't. What more do you need to say about it, right? I mean,
Right.
Everything, the logo, the lettering, all of it.
And the 5.5 is this is universal. It's blue label. That's a solid grade.
Solid grade. Solid grade. Is there a more patriotic comic book cover? Is that arguable? I'm not sure. Possibly. But this is up there.
Yeah. Well, definitely for the era, it was impactful.
Absolutely.
Now what we got? Superman 1 cover. You got it's in poor condition, but it's already over $30,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have Superman, as you can see there in the video, 1 through 100 from the Bill Byers collection. Bill Byers, many people here might know him.
Right.
And he was ready to move this, and you'll be happy to know, I believe he's putting his money into original art, is what I've been told, which is a great way to move around your assets. So this is number 1. We have all the way through to number 100 from him. So if you're looking to fill holes, you're looking to buy all 100, they're here now at Hakes.com.
So everybody gets to know that.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I was just going to say that Bill Byers. Everyone now knows that Bill Byers will have a new war chest to go after more Superman artwork. So the competition will be fierce.
Yeah.
And this was a conversation that didn't start, but did happen at OAX, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe
Yeah,
see
it
those.
did. Yeah, it did happen at OAX. Bill and I were sitting by the pool one morning. It was gorgeous weather, so we just enjoyed the time outside, and we talked about this, and we said this is time. So again, it pays to be there in person.
Yeah.
Once every 10 years.
We're gonna work on that, Alex. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, I actually bought a piece of art from Bill.
Nice.
A Kurt Swan Superman page. I think Sean, you kind of almost facilitated that when we were at Columbus.
Yeah, Bill's a great guy.
Bill does have a great collection.
Hmm.
Bill has never said one good thing about Sean, but that's pretty typical.
Well, Alex, have you?
Have I ever said anything good about Sean? No, definitely not.
Okay.
Um,
So what do we got here? We got some signed Robert Downey cards. It looks like.
Yeah, this one speaks for itself. It's just it's a rare card in the great auto grade of 9. It's just a great piece of Marvel cinematic movie history, I think.
Well, yeah, because Downey autograph on something else is not as coveted or valuable. It really
Right.
people want something associated with Iron Man. This is a
Absolutely.
very limited insert card. I think we would say between 1 and 200 of these were made, but very few have ever come to market. So I don't know if that number is accurate. That might be high.
I've seen one other like this. Marvel fan, you have one of these. Do you have one exactly like this? I'm curious because I know that there were other images, him as Iron Man, him as Tony Stark, that are signed, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is a very cool, tangible piece. Again, this will also be on display at San Diego.
Yes, the number one Marvel fan has the Cap cover as his avatar tonight. That's nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, cool piece.
Let's see. Oh, that's right. The Marvel Mania buttons. Let me click on that.
Yeah, so this is a classic piece of Marvel merchandise, bridging sort of the gap from the original stuff that started in the late 60s and then went into the 70s. But very tough set to find individually, let alone as a complete set like this. Some Kirby art, some Kirby inspired art. I think this is maybe the second set we've had.
It sounds right. Yeah, I think we may have had a third one before the database.
And a
possibly.
couple singles here. But if you're into the classic Marvel merchandise, the Marvel Marching Society and FOOM and all the different iterations of the fan clubs and so forth, this is at the top of everyone's list trying to compile this set.
Yeah, you might as well. If you're looking for the set, buy it now. You're not going to be able to put it together. I doubt it. It'd take a very long time.
Mm-hmm. That's a frightening Doctor Doom image.
Yes, it is.
Look at that.
Look at that. It's almost as frightening as a baby with a beard.
Yes. Yeah. Well, at least we don't know if he needs to shave or not.
There could be a baby with a beard under that mask. You never know.
It could be. He evolved from that Dick Tracy strip in the Doctor Doom. Yeah. Well, the eyes are about the same. But very cool. So yeah, that's at 1,000 to get it started. And what is the last item that we've got here? Oh, we have a black light poster.
We have a pretty decent section of Marvel Third Eye Blacklight posters. There is a complete set of postcards. Is that right?
The greeting card.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, greeting cards. Yes. And a dozen, maybe some factory sealed posters, which are very cool. Some you can buy the opened and the sealed. You do have next to each other. But I love these posters, and pretty much every one we have in this auction now is in unused, no pinholes, no tears. We've sold these in all kinds of conditions, and these are very high grade, basically unused.
I don't know what, upwards of a dozen this time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What's great about these is, or correct me if I'm wrong, Todd, every one they produced came from a comic panel. There was no
Pretty
special-
much, yeah. I think they're all panels.
Well, I always wanted a set, never got one.
Yeah, they're all very cool. And you can cover your walls, put some black lights, and then whatever else it is you do.
But that is not the. Do you not have one more? That was not the.
Did I miss one? What did I miss? Tell me. I'll just pull it up.
You missed the Star Wars item that Sean's been waiting 2 hours to see.
How did I miss
Item
that?
1890.
Uh-oh.
We can't go without a Star Wars thing.
Let it be a bowl cut, please.
Well, you'll
I
see.
apologize. When I go back to my list, I'll find it.
Let it be a Sears Roebuck haircut special. I want to see it.
It really is one of a kind.
All right. I'm looking. What the heck did I do with it? How could I miss that?
You just type in 1890 in the search; it'll bring it up.
All right, I'll do it that way. 1890.
It's no joke. This is at 27,000 already.
I see that. All right, here. Let me put this back up here.
For all you Star Wars fans, Alex is right. This is one of a kind. You'll notice it's a Leia Bouche, however you pronounce it. I pronounce it Bouche. On a Boba Fett card. This is a salesman sample. A lot of Star Wars minutiae you can get into on this. It's an unproduced Boba Fett card with an unproduced pairing with an unproduced blister. But basically, it is a one of a kind salesman sample. They put her on here just to test out the blister, and they use the Boba Fett card. As far as these do come up, there are some pairings that come up, but this is the only one in the world of this combination. And
I can't even make fun of it. It's just good.
yeah, I've asked everyone that could possibly would ever know, and this is it. So if you're in the Star Wars world, you've seen a Bib Fortuna on a Walrus Man card. It's the same thing. It's a pre-production, and it's awesome. And the Boba Fett card is probably the coolest Star Wars card out there. So it just makes for a great. I think the bidding is far from over on this.
Yeah, it's cool.
27 and a half.
This came from a Deep Hole collection. Wayne passed away, and people remember him from the 90s. He would go around to the shows just buying up everything that was cool and rare and one of a kind. So this just came from that collection. So, yeah. Great piece. Fantastic piece.
What do you think, Sean?
I love it.
Yeah.
Right
So
on.
it's like
Our
love
Star
it.
Wars expert loves it. There he is down there, right there. Yeah.
Well,
Cool piece. Yeah.
thank you for making sure I didn't miss that one. Now we made Sean's night.
It is all about my needs. Thank you.
It is. We got to keep you happy. But so wait now, Alex, if you're not going to be at OAX, who's going to be in your place? Will it be Sean?
Oh
Man, he gets put on the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get her a plane ticket too.
Gets her own seat.
We'll have to do. It'll be a surprise mystery if Alex is at OAX. We'll see.
That would be a surprise to me.
Is that
All
right?
right, I get it, Alex, but I'm glad you made it to the first one.
Yeah. No, there's a possibility. We'll have to see. It's all about scheduling and what we're doing in January, which we're still working out the details. If anybody that is into Star Wars or action figures in general and has been following our social media, Kelly landed the be-all, end-all action figure collection that we will start selling in January.
Yeah, first auction will end in January. So a lot will be happening, as it is always. Everything's always happening at one time. So that could. When is OAX? I'm sorry.
24th through the 26th.
We'll see how that has to end. If that has to end the week after that or not.
Okay. I know the one I've seen the PR stuff you've been putting out about it. So obviously a pretty cool looking collection.
Yeah.
The way it was stored.
He built his basement to display the collection. It was
What's he gonna do? Remodel the whole basement after?
He's moving, so
Oh.
he's decided that it's time. So
Yeah.
he's moving to a different house. So
Yeah, it's been our most successful thing on Facebook. We're over 150,000 views at this point or something.
Yeah.
So it's
the word is out.
that was a name that everybody in that community knows. Everyone was shocked that it became available. No, none more than us, right, Kelly?
Right.
But
There wasn't. I was sitting with him at dinner not 3 weeks before he told me, and there was not even a whisper. He didn't even know at the time he was going to do that. So it was just something that he had to come to that moment, and he knew who to call. So
Congrats on getting that. That's going to be very interesting. But a lot of good attention going to Hake's. Things are going in the right direction. Love it. So well, we'll see if we can't get you to OAX or not, Alex. But if not, you will be missed. Just remember that. Mike Allred is not coming this year, unfortunately. So I know.
oh no, Todd.
are there any
My favorite.
Is there any surprise or any new developments you can talk about yet, or is it all under?
We're saving announcements for after let's see, after San Diego. Just we've had a lot of other things going on, as you can imagine,
Sure.
but we didn't want to get drowned out by just all the San Diego PR and stuff. So
Right on.
there'll be a blitz. All I can say is, we've been kind of holding back. We did an initial wave with the ticket sales and things, but we've been kind of sitting on our hands for about a month and a half now, just with the announcements. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard press for the 6 months leading up to the show. That's for sure. I mean, ticket sales have already been really good, and we just had to add a bunch more hotel room nights, and we're already well over what we had allotted for ourselves in year one. So it's we should definitely we're going to increase the attendance by I think pretty decent amounts just from the hotel rooms, looking at it alone. And we're excited. Hopefully we'll have an extra staff person on board within the next 3 months or so to kind of help us a bit, because it's going to get that crazy. But at least everything's kind of fallen into place for us. But yeah, expect a lot of announcements and cool things going on that we'll be able to talk about. We're hoping we got some stuff. We have a couple interesting meetings at San Diego that hopefully will be very fruitful and will lead to a lot of fun things we can talk about afterwards too. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But thanks as always, guys. So everybody should know you have a little over 2 weeks left to bid on the OA in the Hakes auction. And I would encourage everybody to head over to hakes.com and follow them on their socials, get on their mailing lists. I mean, obviously, if you're on the CAF mailing list, we send out a few mailings for the Hakes auctions. I think I sent one out today. So I'm always happy working with you guys on these things. You know that, and anything I can do, especially when we get past this, the next consignments. I know you're already collecting consignments for the next auction, and how long does that period last for that one?
Till about the end of August, roughly.
Okay.
Depending. So just reach out to us. See us in San Diego. See us at what's in August, Alex? Where we're going to be? It's Connecticut. Help me out.
Terrificon?
Oh,
Yes.
Terrificon. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Terrificon.
Yeah.
And New York Comic Con will be there. That will be past deadline, but we'll be so just keep in touch with our emails. If you don't get our emails, please sign up for our emails. It tells you about our shows. Go on our social media. Go there. Baltimore, like you said, Baltimore Comic Con.
Baltimore. Yeah.
But
San Diego will be at 704, booth 704.
Yeah. Auction ends July 31st. July 30th for the first half, July 31st for all the original art and everything you saw tonight.
And Star Wars toys.
Star Wars toys, Sean. Yep. And
No color guides, though.
Not one this time, no.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, as always, lots of fun hanging out with you, talking shop. I love looking at art and the other things you got going on with the auctions, as always. So, thanks for hanging out with me, and everybody in the chat. Thank you as well. We appreciate you guys hanging out and watching the show. And we'll be at it again tomorrow night. But thanks again, and we'll see you again soon.
Right on.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.